Perfect crock pot pork roast that Aunt Lou made that is your mom's recipe.
Pork roast, really?
Crock pot beef roast.
You just been singing about beef for the last hour and you called it a pork roast.
Well, I like big rumps and I cannot lie. I forgot the words.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Welcome back to another edition of Cooking Chris's Dishes with the Good Old Boy, where we're cooking up dishes straight from recipes.crock.com, which is my beautiful wife's cooking blog that has well over 400 recipes and rising. And today we're putting on a perfect crock pot beef roast. Now this is one that Aunt Lou did on the site, and she stole it from my mother-in-law, my wonderful, sweet, beautiful mother-in-law, and Aunt Lou stole the recipe.
Oh.
Actually, she took the recipe and adapted it for a crock pot recipe, and it is as follows. You need, well, some beef. We are using a rump roast. Why are we using a rump roast?
Because
well, that's easy. Because I like big rumps and I cannot lie. That's right, y'all, I am a beef guy. And when you put it in a pot with the veggies that you got, you're going to have a winner with this little dinner.
Oh, my.
Word.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Maybe not.
The reason we're using rump roast is because we've used up all our chuck roast.
Yes.
So we would recommend chuck roast, or we even did a sirloin tip roast earlier.
Yep, the finished product that I'm going to show you is actually a sirloin tip dinner that we did a couple nights ago. We were going to film it then, but we taped 3 recipes and it got late in the evening and we said, you know, it's just time to go to bed. Because I don't like to do recipes with y'all like this. Oh, and welcome back to another edition of... And that's where I was at. So... I got all my brightness back, I'm all happy, I'm all excited, and I'm excited to do this mainly because I get to have that beef roast again for lunch. But, again, as follows, you need the rump roast. You also need a bag of baby carrots. You need 5 to 6 russet potatoes, peeled, unpeeled, that's up to you. We like ours unpeeled, we like the skins. You need those cut up in a bowl, quartered looks like. And then you also need 2 onions that you cut in half. And also, 2 packets of brown gravy mix, 2 cups of water. Now you're seeing only 1 cup of water here. I'll explain that in a minute. And then also salt and pepper to taste. And I will make a suggestion now and say go a little liberal with the salt and the pepper because that's a lot of veggies and of course a big roast there that you're trying to season. But you do this. You take your roast and the blood's coming off of it. You see it's a thawed roast. So careful with how you handle that. You don't want to get all that all over your counters.
Here's a pro tip. When you're thawing your roast in the refrigerator, where should you put it? Other than in a bowl to catch anything that might thaw.
I'm going to go with the bottom drawer, which is also known as the meat drawer.
The bottom drawer, or at least the bottom shelf.
Yes.
That's a food safety tip.
Why? Because as meat thaws, the juices, the blood come out of the meat because...
You don't want it getting on your carrots.
No.
Well,
now,
the carrots that aren't going into this. Like right. Carrots you're going to just munch on.
Now some people might look at that and say, ooh, gross, blood. I'm not that people. Because I realize that, you know, that's coming from an animal, there's going to be blood. That's actually going to flavor your meat. That's what it does. So here's my question there for the pro. Give me a pro tip. Do I leave the string on that roast or do I take it off?
I typically, most of the time, leave it on there. I think that's usually I usually leave it on there. But you could cut it off too because we're going to shred the meat in the end anyways. Okay.
Well, I'll take it off when it's cooked because I've already washed my hands.
Yep.
So now you want to take your taters and put in there around your roast. Just like that. Kind of even it out there. And then you want to take your onion, and do I just want to leave it in the 4 halves like that?
I did, yeah.
We'll put one there. We'll put one there. We'll put one there. And we'll put one there. And
I'd probably salt and pepper.
I will, so I'm going to get my carrots in.
Oh, okay.
You take your... This is going to end badly.
Now, we really like the sweet petite carrots for stuff like this, or I was debating on, you can use large carrots too, but if you like the convenience of the baby carrots, go for it.
Yep. Take my clean hand and salt. Like I said, I'm going to salt this liberally because that is a lot of meat and a lot of veggies.
But remember, your gravy mixes are going to have salt.
Yeah.
That's enough!
And pepper. And since this is a big one, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh.
11, 12, 13.
Oh my goodness.
And now we've got that done. Take one of your packets of gravy. We're using a mushroom gravy mix today. And pour it in your cup of cold water. You can see the mushrooms in there. And give that a stir just to kind of mix it all up.
We're using mushroom gravy because they were out of brown gravy at just the simple brown gravy mix. So, and we like the mushrooms, so that's what I grabbed.
Yeah. You know what mushroom gravy mix is? It's brown gravy mixed with mushrooms. It adds another dimension of flavor. So you get that all stirred up, and then just pour that over the top of your roast. And that's all the liquid we use in this, right?
Yep. The meat will produce its own juices.
As you saw before. And we'll put a lid on it. And you cook it for... My phone doesn't want to work because I got some cow juice on there. How long do you cook it for?
Low, 8 to 10 hours.
On low for 8 to 10 hours.
And
you
here's
cook it
the tip.
low and slow, which will soften the meat quicker.
Yes.
Better, not quicker.
You need to cook... If a roast is tough, don't worry.
Clean up my station here.
Just keep cooking.
Yep. Slowly and lowly. There's Cheerios on the counter from where my daughter
Yes.
poured her Cheerios this morning.
Yes.
Alright, so we got that all cleaned off and get rid of my spoon. And I will show you the final product. Now, the roast that we used there was a rump roast. Like I said, like Chris said a while ago, we were out of chuck roast, which is our preferred roast to use. It's got a good distribution of fat in there with the meat, which flavors it well, also softens it up. But unfortunately, we ran out of chuck roast. So for that, we used a rump roast. For this one, we used a sirloin tip roast. And I can already tell you, because we had this for dinner the other night, it was tender. It was very flavorful. I think a chuck roast would have given it more flavor with the fat that's in there, because a sirloin tip roast is pretty lean. But I can tell you a sirloin tip roast is really good. I'll also let you know, we'll let you know on the blog, and also on this video in the comments on how the rump roast turned out to see how tender or how tough it was, so that we don't lead you wrong as far as what roast to use. But an hour before you're going to present your roast, you want to take another cup of cold water and another packet of gravy, brown gravy, mushroom gravy, whatever you got. Stir it up, pour it over the top of your roast, put the lid back on it, don't succumb to temptation and eat it. I know I want to. But let it cook for another hour, and then your roast will be ready. And when it's done, I'm still not in frame there, we grab a plate.
Oh, I didn't get you a plate. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, you like the bigger plates anyways.
Like I said, I'm having this for lunch. And I will take... Actually, what I should have got was a spoon. But we got this heated back up from the other night, so I'm having leftovers today, y'all. It's okay to have leftovers.
Oh, pot roast leftovers are the best.
Yeah, because they have sat in that juice for the past 2 days, which makes it even more flavorful. As you can see, there's a little bit of roast left. We did, and it was a big roast.
A little bit.
There's quite a few chunks of roast there. You see the onions have all softened up, and there's your taters all done.
And here,
of course, the taters have sat there for a couple days, so they're a little darker because they've soaked up that gravy. So I'll get me a couple taters.
And here I thought you were going to take that into work.
Nah, they don't want none of this. I'll get me a couple carrots. I saw some onion there. Look at some onion too, because those onions
we might let
really
them have
good.
the other one. How about that?
Nah. And then look, this was just heated up. Look how that meat comes apart like that. That is a good sign. It's a really good sign. So that's what your roast and potatoes is going to look like.
I have a alarm. I have like a orange card flashing image on my screen. I'm sorry.
An orange card?
Card. Like, it must be recording into the camera then?
I guess.
Okay.
It still says
it
it's
says
recording.
it's recording. You wobbled my light. I'm sorry. I didn't
Technical difficulties.
I didn't want you to be like doing this and then realize that it didn't do what you wanted it to do.
Well, we'll find out here in a minute.
Because then you'd be mad at me.
No, I don't ever get mad at you. You're perfect, honey.
Okay.
Now I'm going to take me a big bite here, get some of the carrot, some of the onion, some of the tater, and of course the star of the show, the sirloin tip roast. That was a big bite. And totally worth it. Oh my goodness. Like I said a while ago in my little rap song, I am a beef guy. And that's a good beef roast. Again, when I said a while ago, you want to be liberal with your salt and your pepper.
I wasn't. I'll be honest.
This is one that Chris made, and it's still good, don't get me wrong. But it could stand a little bit more salt and a little bit more pepper. I'm like my daddy, I like things really salty. But you can still flavor it later after it's done. Season it however you like. Oh my goodness. That's good. It's tender. Not like fall apart tender. It's not a fillet. But it's delicious.
It's my memory card. It's full. Cannot record.
So it's not recording right now?
No.
Okay, so we had a little technical difficulty with the main camera, but I want to continue eating before I go fix it. But you can see the smile on his face. That is a good roast. Potatoes, carrots, onions. It reminds me of roast back home with my mama. She'd make a mean roast too. But this one's all done in slow cooker. You cook it low and slow, and you add that seasoning, and you will not be disappointed. I'm disappointed in my cameras today. It's not your fault. I forgot to erase the memory on the camera after I got done with our other videos. But I'm definitely not disappointed with this roast, or my wife's cooking for that matter. So again, we want to thank y'all for watching another edition of Cooking Chris's Dishes with the good old boy. That's me. And if you would, look down here at the bottom somewhere it says subscribe. If you have not become a member of our little crock pot family, join now. There's no subscription fee. The only thing we want you to do is watch our videos and be happy, like I am with this roast. And also check us out at facebook.com, over at Recipes That Crock, as well as Gudo Tunes with Gudo Boy, that's me, where we promote these videos as well as do other fun things from the family. And as always, keep checking us out because we're going to keep throwing up new videos every single week over at recipesthatcrock.com. Thanks, y'all. Bye.